To see you all. Mike, if you're there, could you start us with the mandala, please?
I'm here. Good morning. Thank you. Sashi Puki Jukshin Me Tok Tram Rirab Ling Shin Inde Gen Padi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Druparsho Idam Guru Radna Mandalakam Niryatayami.
We go for refuge until we are enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit we create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom. May we attain the state of an enlightened Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. We go for refuge until we are enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit we create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may we attain the state of an enlightened Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. We go for refuge until we are enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit we create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, we will reach the state of an enlightened Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, let's do our rejoicing. Let's see, let's start with Svetlana.
Hello, the Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. I'd like to rejoice that on this week, one of my colleagues was on a vacation and I needed to do those tasks. And when there is strong time limit, I decided to take her computer home and finish the task by the morning of the next day. I tried to do my best to serve other people, even it was not my direct responsibilities, and I dedicate these efforts that everyone can have support and all they need along their path.
Excellent. So you took her computer home. That's interesting. You knew her password, I guess.
Yes, we contacted together to make everything in agreement. I told her it in advance.
And that all
Asked.
worked out well?
Yes. As a result, the report was prepared by the beginning of the workday, and then it was worked further. So it was resolved. It was worked out well. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Good for you. And that's setting the scene for you to have help in any form that you need. Doesn't have to be with a computer, doesn't have to be related to work. It's you helped her or him in a very substantial way. So very good. Very good. Okay, who's next? Anna, you're recording, but do you want to rejoice?
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. About my rejoicing, I'm happy that tomorrow teacher training ACI 8 will start, and I'm happy to join the team for support this program, ACI program. I hope that teachings will spread around the world, and in time we will have more and more teachers.
You're going to be doing course 8. Well, you're going to see how different I teach course 8.
I think you teach wonderful. I like it
Well,
very
thank you.
much, your way of teaching. Thank you. And please
Thank you.
stay.
Well, that's my intention. Okay, who's next? Katya.
Hi, hello. I rejoice that I am helping in the teacher training aid also. I'm giving the scholarships and giving access to the people that wants the scholarship. So I'm very happy that I the one that say yes, you have a scholarship. So
Very
I
good.
rejoice about that.
Very good. So you also get a chance to see how my teaching's different. Well, you'll find out. Okay, I have a screen here I don't have that's in Russian. Oh, I see Tatiana. Tatiana, do you have a rejoiceable?
Здравствуйте, дорогой учитель. Всем здравствуйте.
Hi, dear teacher.
Ну, я сейчас узнала, что
I
Катя
found
сегодня мне
out that
написала
Katya
письмо,
wrote
оказывается.
me today a
Я
letter.
закончила
I
курс
finished
ассистентов
assistant
МТ-8
courses
или 5-8.
for teacher training
И подала
ACI
заявку
age,
на
and I
стипендию на
applied for the
ACI.
scholarship
Да,
for
ну, в общем, ассистенты кураторов и на преподавателя.
for the teacher training.
Сейчас я пришла
Now I
вам на
came
занятия
for
за
the
8
class to
курса,
see
где
you for
куратор.
ACI course, and this course is around me. So I will continue. I hope I will be recruited for this program and I'll become a teacher.
Me too.
This program. Yeah.
We need more teachers, and we certainly need more teachers in the native Russian language instead of having to translate me. So excellent. Okay, let me see. Who else? Mike.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
I want to rejoice. I just got done the retreat in Diamond Mountain in person, and I just want to rejoice about all of the incredible teachers, and just like the support of like the Sangha. I ran into some problems there, with like purifications. Funny me running into purification problems, but but everybody was really just really kind and supportive, and I kind of noticed that I was getting the same type of support that I had given people in the past, like even saying like some like similar like words to me. So I just kind of saw the connection between, my kindness in the past and people being kind to me when I needed it. And I just wanted to rejoice in just seeing that work, and the fact that seeds are powerful and they work.
Okay. When you're seeing what you've done in the past come to fruition in the present. So now you know what to do so it happens in the future. It was good to see Mike. He was there the last day of the fire puja. So that was good to see him. It's always good to see him. Okay. Who is, I have no idea how to pronounce the name. There's
Olga.
Olga?
Yeah.
Okay, Olga. There you go. Do you have rejoicing you can share with us? I guess not. Okay, that means it's my turn. Oh no, Evgeny, do you have anything to rejoice about?
Всем привет.
Hello,
Я рад всех
everybody.
видеть,
I'm glad to see all of you
слышать.
and
Я
hear
хочу
all of you.
порадоваться такой
I want
новостью,
to rejoice such
которая
news.
сейчас праздники в
Now we
России,
have holidays
и
in Russia,
президент
and
России, и
President
президент
of Russia
Украины
and President of Ukraine agreed to stop fire, to have ceasefire, because there is fine. And on the background of all of the great news and what's happening of people, for me, that's the main rejoicing. And I hope that we all will see that war stops.
Excellent. I have been purposely not following the news for quite a while because I didn't want to set off my negative emotions about our president. But I'm glad to hear, I'll look into the news. I'm glad to hear there's a ceasefire. May it hold and may they really move forward with peace. I sure hope so. What am I going to rejoice about? I've rejoiced about my medication. Well, I rejoice in that I promised my wife that I would start trying to get to bed before midnight and turn my computer off and turn off my phone and get to bed before midnight. And for the last 4 nights, 3 of them I've been able to do that. 1, I got a little bit over midnight. But the trouble is I wake up at 4 in the morning, all ready to go. So I didn't make an agreement with her that I couldn't get up early and work. So don't tell her. Okay, what else can I rejoice in? Oh, I was supposed to have an in-house visit by the physician. It's a long story, but my health insurance, once a year, you're supposed to have an in-house visit by a physician. That was set up for last night, and they didn't show. And I didn't get mad. I just was worried that there was something that happened to them that they couldn't make it. And it turned out they had, I was contacted this morning, they had the doctor had a personal emergency. So I'm just glad I didn't get mad. Oh, I know the other rejoiceable. My wife has a document that was water damaged in the Great Flood, which she had when one of her retreats. And she's been trying for a long time to get it copied. It's an odd format. And long story short, I didn't know she wanted to get it copied, so she presented it to one of our students that is here in with us for another day. And Rashna said she would copy it, take it to a copy place, and I said, "Well, I can copy that." So I was able to get one of my automatic document feed copiers. I have 3 copiers. To work with the wrinkled, water damaged document, and we got it scanned and didn't have to go to Kinko's. So I think there was a chance we'd damage it in the scanning, so I made sure the sheets fed properly, used all my skills with scanning delicate documents, and it worked. So I rejoice in that. Okay, I gave everybody some homework, and I finally remembered to write it down, so I remember that I gave everybody some homework. So you guys are going to get busted if you didn't do it. I wanted to know what and you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but what's the hardest thing for you to renunciate? And we'll start with Svetlana.
I apologize. I didn't watch the previous class. I didn't know about the homework. But the first thing that popped in my mind is about chocolate, but I think I should think more about it.
You don't have to give up chocolate. You just have to stop eating a full 500-gram bar of it, which I can do without any trouble. Okay, let's go to Anna.
For me, first of all, for me difficult not to eat sweets, different sweets. I like every sweet products. I try to give up This is my habit, but not very successful. And I have one more story. When I'm traveling, I always take a big suitcase with a lot of clothes, some cosmetics, and so on and so on. And my suitcase usually is heavy, and it's not comfortable to travel with so much stuff. So many things, and so big suitcase. I try to make my suitcase smaller, but it doesn't work for me for now. But I try. Yeah.
Well,
Thank
trying's
you.
half the battle. As for the sweets, I also like sweet things. That's why I like my wife so much. She's so sweet. Oh, anyway, I try, but I'm not very, very successful in staying away from sweets. Yeah. Well, I try not to have seconds. That always helps for dessert. Yeah. Well, we're not getting to my renunciation yet. Okay, Katya, your renunciation.
I think that it's like in sports. Don't I have not doing too much sport and competing. Instead of that, I'm taking that time to more teachings and to go for retreats. So I change the time, the hours.
Very good. Well, don't give up running your marathon, but
No.
maybe, no, that's good. That's, I'm proud of you. That's a big step. And you're freeing up time for the Dharma. That's wonderful. Okay. Olga. Well, okay. Tatiana, what's the most difficult thing to renunciate?
Как-то я тоже двоечница и не досмотрела видео, начала
I didn't
смотреть.
see the end of the class.
Наверное, я себе нагребла
I
курсов,
guess
курсов обучала,
I
как
have taken a lot of
спросила
courses to
куратора.
go
В
through,
общем, я никак не могу из этого выбраться.
and I cannot
Стараюсь
sort it
дозировать,
out.
чтобы не выгореть.
I am trying
Не
to
всегда
make
получается.
pauses, not to be burned, not to have burnout. But that's my
Жадность до
difficulty. I'm
учебы.
greedy to studies. I take too many courses at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting interesting thing to have to enunciate. Take fewer and do them well. That's my advice. There's time. Well, you never know what's going to happen, but yeah, taking the courses and not completing them is worse than not taking the courses at all. So try hard to complete them, do them in order. If you think these homeworks have long answers, you should see the Tantra homeworks. Those had pages for an answer. So, okay. Mike, you weren't in a class either, but I asked everybody what their hardest thing would be to renunciate.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. Right now I'm working on it seems like every time I have like a little bit of progress, it's like there's some other, thing that opens up that I need to like let go of or renunciate. So like right now I'm working on renunciating the need for other people's like approval or like validation or recognition or something. And that like, when I do things, like when I make decisions, I always have, you know, this thought in my mind of, oh, I wonder if this is okay, or I wonder if this person thinks that this is, you know, that what I'm doing is okay, or, you know, if someone's going to be mad at me for something that I really want to do. And I've just noticed it kind of, it's something that holds me back a lot because there's always this like external concern. So I'm working on kind of just, you know, getting in touch with what I want to do in my life and not putting those decisions in like other people's hands, which is hard for me.
Well, that's an interesting conundrum. I have something similar to that. Having people appreciate what I've done. And my problem is something I refer to as over-anticipating. Let's see, the surest way to puncture a pleasure is to over-anticipate its occurrence. So, so that's where you set an ideal way for someone to thank you, and they don't thank you that way, and so it's a lesser thank you. Trying hard to come up with, never have really good examples. Well, I often think that I don't get enough credit for the hard work I did at Diamond Mountain. Not from individual students. It's still quite sweet to have a student come up to me when we go to the fire puja and say, are you the person who built the water system? Thank you so much. That's fine. I mean, I like that, and it's happened quite a bit. It's more the recognition by the higher ups at Diamond Mountain and even Geshe Michael. I've never really heard him thank me for the water system, and I don't take that as a criticism of him. He's teaching me not to be so proud about it. And I want to emphasize that that's a very important part of having a teacher and respecting a teacher. Instead of my thinking he's doing something wrong by not thanking me, I realize he's helping me deal with my pride. That's something I really think it's important to understand that with your teachers, and even your fellow students. See them as teaching you. When you come up against something that you don't like or think is negative, think of it as a teaching, and that really makes it easier for me. I know he's appreciative of the work I did to put in the water system. I have no doubt of that. It's just when he thanks everybody for everything at Diamond Mountain and he doesn't mention my work. Now, this kind of hurts, but but like I said, he's teaching me to be humble, and it's really important to understand that. Okay, well, that's renunciation. We renunciated. Okay, go ahead and get comfortable. We're going to do the part of the death meditation to start class. So get in a position you'll be comfortable for 20 or so minutes, and we'll get started. Okay, close your eyes. Your legs and shoulders should be comfortable. It can be in a chair, it doesn't have to be in lotus. Head level, shoulders level, spine straight. Eyes lowered or closed. Left hand over right hand. Let's do one round of 10 breaths. Slow breath. Feeling the sensation at your nose, tip of your nose. I'll count them. Now go for refuge in the fact that the teachings of this course can help you change your behavior in order to really protect you and help you truly help other beings. Now think of bodhicitta. Think of someone you know who's having trouble, mental, physical, or emotional pain. Think how much you would really like to help them, like to be able to help them. Grow that feeling in your heart. Now invite your holy being to come and meditate with you. They sit in the air, a full-length prostration away, life-size, smiling, happy that you're doing this practice. Now mentally prostrate. You're thanking them for their good qualities. Maybe think of something they've done for you and praise them for it. Next, make them an offering. The nice one is some part of your practice you did well today or yesterday. Next is confession. Think of a wrong deed you've done in the last 24 hours. Then do a quick 4 powers. Next, rejoice. Tell my specific goodness that you did and be happy about it. Now ask for teachings, both formal and informal. Ask for the teachers to stay, pray for their long lives, and continue teaching to us. Okay, shift around if you need to, and then get comfortable. Here we'll start the meditation. Setting the scene. You're at the edge of a thick, dark forest, looking out into a clearing that has a building. If you've done the Source of All My Good Lamrim meditation, this is the same building, but from the eastern side. The building is earthen, made of adobe with clay tiles on the roof, very solid. It has a moat in front and a bridge across the moat. Between the moat and the building is a beautiful meadow with flowers and tall grass. Between you and the moat is a clearing. You have been struggling through this thick, dark forest without a trail for a long time. You are tired from having carried a heavy backpack that contains all of your possessions. You have so much stuff that things are even strapped to the outside because you feel you cannot live without them. They catch all the branches and have made the trip in the forest hard. Your arms and face are all scratched up. You're hot, you're tired, and you're thirsty. You see in the near clearing a table with food and cold drinks and lots of people milling around. You leave the forest, you walk towards the table, and you have to push past people to get the food and drink. They push back and grab at what is strapped to the outside of your pack. It's like it's for everyone for him or herself. You slap their hands defending your stuff, all the while trying to get to the food and drink. This scene is like someone living life in denial of their inevitable death. We constantly struggle to get what we want or think we need. We struggle to protect our stuff from people who think they need it. We use up our good karma and create negative karma without a moment's hesitation. The stuff in the backpack represents all our unnecessary possessions, relationships, inaccurate beliefs, unnecessary activities. Perhaps the canteen is the big house mortgage or apartment lease that you have to struggle to pay for. The flashlight is your fancy car that's costing more than you should have gotten into with the lease arrangement or payments. The bedroll is that friend that just likes to go to the bar and argue politics. Without meditating on death, we will never come to see how useless and petty most of what we do really is. And hence we perpetuate this cycle of life, samsara. You break out of the crowd, get something to drink, something to eat, and thinking there's something wrong with this picture. I cannot go on like this. Something has to change. You walk to the bridge and walk up to the high point in the center of the arched bridge. The bridge represents the benefit of doing a good death meditation. Put the backpack down for a minute and open it up. You start to throw items over the bridge, identifying them as you do, and sincerely saying good riddance. Three newspaper subscriptions, 2 news magazines, 4 sports magazines, the Netflix movie subscription. You are eliminating all the useless activities and things and relationships that eat up your time without bringing real benefit. You pick up your backpack and continue across the bridge, having gotten rid of those things without regret. This is the key. Renunciation means giving something up without regret. You are over the bridge. The backpack is very light, but you are still dirty, hot, and tired. You look ahead and see a gauntlet of armed guards that you must pass before you make it to the building. They are menacing and scary. They represent another kind of death meditation, where you practice the terror and panic of death. That's not what this meditation is. You know this, and you muster your remaining strength and courage and run right past them before they can react. Suddenly you find yourself in a peaceful meadow, refreshed, clean, and you have no more backpack. You are carefree and you skip toward the building door. You find yourself standing in front of a yellow door on the building's east side. This is the front door of the building. An adobe structure that surrounds the courtyard. You sense that it has lots of rooms to go through before reaching the courtyard. On the door is a sign, "Death is certain." You open the door. It is cool inside and dark. The room is circular. Just to your right is a huge vicious dog, but is restrained by a chain to be just outside of the reach of view. And it's snarling and snapping. Can't wait to sink its teeth into you. This is the Lord of Death, and if he gets a hold of you, your death is a certainty. When your karma for this life wears out, it is as if the chain restraining the dog breaks, and you are toast. Happy that the Lord Death is not able to get you yet. You move to the center of the room And you see a large hourglass standing on a table waist high. It's flowing down quickly, and for me, it's most likely more than halfway down. This is your life leaking away. The hourglass is affixed to the table. Nothing can stop the flow. You must take a rest. You must move on. You look beyond the table and see a corridor leading from the room. Because your life is slipping away, as represented by the sand in the hourglass, you run through the opening and into the corridor. Along the walls are images of all the different teachers you've had, all the teachings you've attended. You run by, not being able to stop and think about each teaching. You are propelled past them by an unstoppable force. Your karma for this life is running out. This represents you never have enough time to study. At the end of the corridor is a green door with a sign that says, "Time of death is uncertain." You open the door, step into a triangular room. You're at the apex of the triangle, and the base is across the room with a red door in it. In front of you is a garbage can with a calendar that's been thrown out. It says, "Your 72nd birthday is circled." You recall that lifespans are not fixed. To think you will live as long as the insurance tables say you will is a fundamental ignorance that you accept as true. You walk past the garbage can and find yourself in your living room at home. You see all your stuff, but you know that somewhere in all of it is a tripwire that could set off a bomb. This is a realization that there's so much that can kill you and so little that can sustain you. You look at each object and wonder, is this what could kill me? You walk further out of the living room setting and step on a thorn. It goes through the sole of your shoe. And when you take your shoe off and pull it out, you see some blood on it. You think, I could get an infection and blood poisoning from just stepping on this silly thorn. This is to help you recall your body is very fragile. Now you're in front of a red door, and on it says a sign, "Only the Dharma can help." You enter a corridor like a greenhouse. You can see outside, but it is one-way glass, so nobody outside can see you. You stop on both sides of the corridor. You see your loved ones and your closest friends. they're having a good time and are unaware of you. You bang on the glass to get their attention, thinking, "Don't forget me." You continue walking, and now you see a room on both sides that is full of all your stuff, but it's disorganized, just tossed into boxes, strangers going through it. You can't take any of your possessions with you, and you are upset that you cannot get to them, or that others don't care. Now you're at the end of the corridor. There is a dead, naked body on the right side. You look at it carefully, and you see that it's your body, even though the face is featureless and unrecognizable. You recall that you cannot take your body with you. Your face, your name, your identity of this past life are gone. So what does come with me? Your karma and nothing else. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Okay, so class 3, we're going to be studying from the great book on the steps of the teaching by Geshe Drolumpa from 1100 AD. We're going to be talking about pretas, craving spirits, also known as hungry ghosts, and animals. The great book on the teaching, steps of the teaching, says there are 4 main causes for birth as a craving spirit. And we'll describe a craving spirit shortly. There's a general cause and 3 specific causes. The general cause is doing any of the 10 non-virtues at medium strength. It is cause for rebirth as a craving spirit. So who can give me the 10 non-virtues? Katja, I know you know them.
Mike knows.
Okay,
No,
Mike.
no, no. No, I can give some. It's don't kill,
Yeah,
don't steal,
stealing, yeah.
stealing. The like don't.
No sexual misconduct.
That.
Mike, can you give the rest? Well, so
No jealousy?
no, the next one after sexual misconduct, lying.
Oh, we're the 10 non-virtues, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no lying, no divisive talk, no harsh words, no idle speech.
Uh-huh. How about the last 3 of mind?
No coveting, ill will, or wrong views.
Right. So doing any of the 10 non-virtues at medium strength is cause for rebirth as a craving spirit. There's 3 specific causes or attitudes that will also get you born as a craving spirit. First, failing to give the 3 types of giving. I think of 4 of them, actually. in order of strength. The least powerful giving is material wealth, shelter, food, clothing, things people need to live on. Next, better or stronger is protection from harm, fear, protecting people, animals from threats to their safety. Most powerful is giving teachings, the highest protection because it can help people in their future lives as well. I think love and compassion should be in there. But the Dharma teachings are the most powerful. Failing to give the three kinds of giving when someone needs them plants the karmic seeds to be reborn as a craving spirit. So here we mean you have an opportunity to give. The person needs it. You have the means to do it, but you do not give out of laziness, negligence, not caring, anger, or possessiveness of things you do not want to give. Stinginess is a classic cause for craving spirit. You don't want to share your own possessions. You don't want to see your possessions get less. This is the misconception that protecting one's wealth is the best way to keep it. Understanding karma and emptiness, we know that giving it away is the best way to keep it. Jealousy is the last one, the attitude of wishing that others do not have the good things that you see them having or getting. Opposite of the Bodhisattva ideal. How do these attitudes result in preta rebirth? Well, remember, karma is movement of the mind, and then what it causes in actions of body and speech. So let's use bargaining to buy something as an example. There are two ways to do it, a wrong way and a right way. A person wants $100 for a hat, and you say, lying, that you only have 75 when you really have $100. The person sells it to you for 75 and you get to keep the other 25. Is getting that hat and keeping $25 a present result? Yes. Mostly so. This is the result of a good karma succeeding, ripening from the past. By lying, a negative thing, how can it result in a good outcome? It can't. The good result must come from a good deed in your past generosity. So a second way of doing it, the person wants to sell you a hat for $100. You say, I like that hat, but in all honesty, I don't think it's worth $100, but I'll give you 75. This example seems trivial, and in many cultures, bargaining is an accepted technique. And I'm not saying it's wrong. What I am saying is even with something as trivial as the example of purchase of a hat, you have to act with wisdom. Your own stinginess, protecting your own possession, plants a seed in your mind that flowers into the perception of not having what you need when you need it. This is not punishment from a higher being, it's a result of your own actions. So there are three kinds of hungry ghosts. Beings with obstacles on the outside. They see themselves as extremely hungry and thirsty, but they don't have anything to eat or drink. They see in the distance a beautiful lake. They run up to it thinking it's got water they can drink. But now you see it as they see it as pus and blood, really gross. This is the story of their life and repeats itself until their karma ripens to leave that existence. The second is beings with obstacles on the inside. These beings are also hungry and thirsty, but their mouths are the size of a needle's eye. Their esophagus and intestines are like guitar strings, but their stomach is huge. So even if they get food and drink, they can never ingest enough to be satisfied. This comes from a life being never satisfied, always wanting, feeling you should get more. And the last one is a bardo, as a preta, hungry ghost. They're able to get food and drink that's tasty, but when it goes down, they feel it burning their throat like acid. And when they continue to eat, the food makes them sick. All three types of pretas cannot die until their karma wears out. A day in this life is like a month in human lives. Where is the craving spirit realm? At night, some people catch a glimpse of them. They're just a perception away. When you do an offering ceremony, you take out a plate of offerings that you put out for them and invite them to come and take it. How does a craving spirit get out of that realm? Their stinginess karma wears out. Lord Buddha has said, beings going to higher realms is like the dust on my fingers. Beings going to the lower realm is like all the dust on this planet. So with that uplifting thought, let's go to the animal realm. I'm kidding. That's not very uplifting. Animal realm. General cause for life as an animal is doing any of the 10 non-virtues to a lesser extent, accidentally or with unclear intention, or to an important object repeatedly. Two specific causes. Consistent, break minor rules like habitually telling white lies. You're reborn as an animal because animals cannot distinguish moral behavior. Now, I disagree. I believe animals can. But the detail perhaps is not there. We had a dog, Megan, the wonder dog. This is actually a pretty funny story. My wife and I were sitting reading the paper in the living room of our first house. And we saw our dog get up and walk out of the room. And we wondered what she did that for. And then we smelled, she had farted, and we smelled this awful smell. and our dog had farted and knew that she was making a smell, and she went out of the room. So that she had the moral compass to know that passing gas and making an awful smell was not a nice thing to do. Just thinking about that story makes me laugh. We're sitting there. She starts to walk across the rug to leave the room. I look at my wife and she looks at me, and we shrug, and then we smell the fart and we know. I asked my wife and she said, "It wasn't me." I said, "It wasn't me. It was Megan." Megan the Wonder Dog. Megan the Wonder Dog saved our lives more than once, but that's another story. Doing a great many minor wrong deeds, such as disrespecting others, leads to birth as an animal, since animals are, for the most part, disrespected by humans. The great book on the steps of the teaching presentation says, do you think these animals are having a good time because they're grazing in a meadow and are communing in nature with all living beings? An animal is a lifetime of terror. Why do you think animals run away when you approach? They're afraid, constantly in fear of being eaten. Their entire existence is based on survival, avoiding the animal that will eat them, constantly on the alert. There is a subcategory of animals that have the dubious honor of being used by humans. They have the special torture of being a human's property, hunted, slaughtered, tamed, worked, abused. To get a feeling for that, think what it would be like if dinosaurs still existed and terrorized us, or if dragons existed and we didn't have any protection from them. Animals live in two places, the ocean and spread out all over the landmass. Since the teachings on emptiness are true, if everything is projections of our mind, forced by our past actions, then it is entirely plausible that we could become any one of these beings in an instant, just by a new seed that is ripe. Okay, that's class for today. We're going through the death meditation before we actually review the principles of death meditation. But I think that's a good idea. Okay, no assignment other than the homeworks, questions. Who's my next translator that I need to set on? Do we have any idea who I need to forward the notes to?
I don't know actually who is the next translator. If Areta agree to translate the next class, it will be wonderful, but maybe someone else. I don't know yet. Sorry.
Okay, well, if you find out, let me know, and I'll send him my notes. Was this better for you, Areta? Good.
You are making great notes. You are the best in it. I know not that many teachers do that. That's honest. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I want to learn another language. So to learn another language, I have to help others be good translators. So, Katya, we're going to start learning Spanish. It's
Muy bien.
gracias.
Gracias.
There, I've given you my, what else do I know? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis,
Buenos dias.
siete, nueve, nueve, diez. What else do I know? I once made the mistake of saying something in Spanish to Carlos's mom, and she said, "Oh, you know," in Spanish, she goes, "Oh, you speak habla español." I'm going, "No." But anyway, okay. Good to see everybody, and we'll see you Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, my birthday. I'm going to be 72 on my birthday, and I can't think of a nicer thing to do than to teach a class on Buddhist philosophy. Okay. Oh, dedication. Gotta dedicate. May the source of benefit, the good and goodness, the Dharma spread and expand. May the beings upholding the Dharma have excellent health. May the source of happiness and well-being for all embodied beings, the Dharma taught by the Buddhas, always increase. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Bye-bye.
Gracias.
Mike, thanks. Bye-bye.